Looking for the perfect outfit? Step into Occasion, a complete fashion hub located at NL Road near Shangri-La Market, Dimapur. From stylish menswear to adorable kids fashion, elegant women's collection to trendy footwear, we've got something for everyone for every occasion. Quality, comfort and style all under one roof. So what are you waiting for? Visit Occasions, a complete fashion hub today and step out in style.
At the very outset, we give praise and thanks to God Almighty for this wonderful occasion. Before I begin, let me place on record very clearly and specifically that I am not a historian, a researcher, or an expert on this subject, but I'm grateful to the department for giving me this opportunity to stand before you and share a few words. So as I said, I'm not an expert, but let me share a few thoughts. Today, as I drove past the Kohima War Cemetery, past that tank down there, and walked in the space of this peace memorial, I was reminded of 3 places I was fortunate to visit in the past few years. The eternal flame where the atom bomb was dropped in Hiroshima, Pearl Harbor, which changed the course of the war in the West, and a place where I stood and looked down from the bridge on the River Kwai in Kanchanaburi, Thailand. All these 3 places reminded me and brought back photographic memories of my visit, because those 3 places were significant and historical locations as far as the Second World War is concerned. Why I say this is Kohima, iconic Kohima, is no lesser in its significance and its historical importance. We all know the historical background behind what happened here in Kohima. As the Japanese forces swept through Asia, the Far East, and reached here, Kohima was witness to one of the greatest battles in modern history. Historians and all of us say that the Battle of Kohima changed the course of world history. We keep saying that if the Japanese forces had reached Dimapur, gotten hold of the airstrip and the railway head, perhaps the history of the subcontinent would have been different. Perhaps the spread of democracy in South Asia would have been different. But at times we tend to forget that the march of the Japanese army from Japan across Asia till here also changed the course of history throughout Asia, speeded up the process of decolonization, and so many new nations emerged, achieving independence from European countries. Whatever the result of the war, history changed course. And we say history changed course. The forces of democracy and freedom won here. And when we say that, we must be very clear that the Naga people, the local population, we contributed towards that victory. We were living peaceful lives, living off the land, living the way our forefathers and our foreparents taught us for generations. And suddenly guns boomed, tanks arrived, jet fighters flew over us, and war was upon us. We were suddenly caught up in a war that we had nothing to do with. Great ideologies, superpowers clashed here in our lands and in our fields. Today, we sit here and appreciate the wonderful facility that has come up. Blue skies, gentle breeze, a vibrant city down the street. But one can imagine 80 years ago what the scene would have been. cries of pain, devastation, destruction, the smell of death. Today, as the chairperson said, we walk on the same soil that they fought on. This was the battlefield, the Kohima garrison, the Kohima ridge. This was the battlefield. This was the place where history was changed. We walk on that same soil which was soaked with their blood. We breathe the same air which they gasped for in their dying moments. We walk the soil which was soaked with their blood, and we spend this hour of fellowship in the space where they made the ultimate sacrifice. But we've learned from war and violence and death. Today, this place, the Naga people, the local community are using the experience, the pain of war and death to spread peace, to tell the world that peace is the only option. Today, Kohima and the Naga people are contributing again towards the goodness of humanity. We are telling our experience and the knowledge that we gain to tell the world that there must be oneness, there must be unity, there must be peace, because peace is the only way. We contributed towards the triumph and victory of democracy 80 years ago. Today, we will contribute for the good of humanity. We will take and claim our place in history, because we know down the road where the Kohima cemetery stands, every grave tells a story. Every spot of land down there will forever be Scotland, England, Ireland, Punjab, or wherever they came from. Teenagers, young sons, only childs, they travel thousands of kilometers to fight a war away from home. Mothers, grandparents lost their loved ones. But let us remember that those patches of land will forever be England, Scotland, Ireland, wherever they came from, as I said. And we will use that message to tell peace to the world. As I conclude, let us remember that we must tell the world just two words: never again. Thank you for listening. God bless our land and people. Neiphiu Uya Kuknalin.
Today's event, it marks the formal opening of this facility for the general public, and it has come at an apt time, because as you are all aware that we are going to start the Hornbill Festival starting from 1st of December. So this facility and this venue will also be prominent part of the festivities that will follow. This event also marks the culmination of sustained efforts on part of the department, on part of the government of Nagaland, and especially Honorable CM to realize this dream. As we know that as Kohima is growing, we need outdoor spaces, but unfortunately we don't have many. So this will become one of the more popular outdoor facilities or outdoor place that we have in the city. As I said, that this is the realization of efforts on part of sustain the department, the government, and I'm happy to share that those efforts were mostly spearheaded by our Honorable CM, and his regular and personal involvement in this project shows how close this project is to his heart. And we are thankful to you, sir, for that, because thanks to your personal involvement that we could achieve the rapid pace of construction and we could deliver the facility in time.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.